Quentin Tarantino didn't want hard R Star Trek to be his final film, says screenwriter. Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek movie isn't going to happen, and screenwriter Markel Smith explains why the A-list director changed his mind about it. Quentin Tarantino intended to direct an R-rated Star Trek movie, but the Pulp Fiction author decided he didn't want Star Trek 4 to be his last film. Tarantino has stated that he has plans to retire from directing after 10 films, and it seems he had mixed feelings about Star Trek being his last outing. Although Tarantino's idea for Star Trek was undoubtedly interesting, it never got past the scripting stage. Tarantino did work with the Revenant director Markel Smith to write a script based on his idea, but the film never made it any further than that. In an interview with Collider about The Boys in the Boat, screenwriter Markel Smith spoke about the script he had developed with Quentin Tarantino for Star Trek 4. Smith reveals that Tarantino worried about Star Trek being his 10th and final film, and he backed away because the director couldn't reconcile Star Trek 4 as the last movie he ever makes. Read his full quote below. Quentin Tarantino's hard R Star Trek movie explained. Quentin Tarantino's pitch for a Star Trek film took inspiration from Star Trek, the original series Season 2, Episode 17, A Piece of the Action. This classic Trek episode follows Captain James T. Kirk, William Shatner, and Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy, as they masquerade as gangsters on a planet whose culture is based on the gangster culture of 1920s Chicago. While little information has been revealed about the script written based on Tarantino's idea, Markel Smith confirmed that it would have followed in the footsteps of Tarantino's other movies when it came to the film's rating. Smith said, "Was bringing to it. It would have been cool." Since Quentin Tarantino first mentioned the idea of doing a Star Trek film, fan reaction has been mixed. Tarantino's tendency to explore some of humanity's worst traits directly contrasts with Star Trek's optimistic view of humanity and its future, meaning his film would likely have been very different from any previous Trek outing. While the script for the film is still out there, it seems unlikely the film will ever get made. Paramount reportedly still wants to make a long-awaited sequel to 2016's Star Trek Beyond with Chris Pine's Captain Kirk and the rest of the cast, but Star Trek 4 remains elusive.